The U.S. Surgeon General says that social media should come with warning labels. The FTC has sued Adobe over early termination fees. And Apple PayLater is dead. It's Tuesday, June 18th, and this is Engadget News. The U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy says that social media should come with warning labels about its potential health impacts, much like warnings on cigarettes and other tobacco products. In an op-ed in the New York Times, Murthy says that social media is an important contributor to the teen mental health crisis. He wrote, "It's time to require a Surgeon General's warning label on social media platforms," stating that social media is associated with significant mental health harms for adolescents. A Surgeon General's warning label, which requires congressional action, would regularly remind parents and adolescents that social media has not been proven safe. It's not the first time Murthy has raised mental health concerns surrounding social media. Last year, he issued an advisory that made similar arguments, saying that social media posed a profound risk to teen mental health. In his latest op-ed, Murthy cited a study showing that higher social media use was associated with an increased risk for anxiety and depression, as well as a survey where almost half of teens reported that social media makes them feel worse about their bodies. As Murthy notes, warning labels cannot happen without cooperation from Congress, and it's unclear what kind of support he might have for such a measure, though lawmakers around the country have shown some support for things like age verification laws as they look to crack down on social media companies over teen safety issues. He also points out that warning labels alone wouldn't make social media safer, but would help better inform parents, schools, doctors, and others. The U.S. government has sued Adobe and two senior company executives for allegedly deceiving consumers by hiding early termination fees and making them jump through hoops to cancel subscriptions to Adobe products. The complaint filed by the Department of Justice on Monday accuses Adobe of pushing consumers towards its annual paid monthly subscription plan without adequately disclosing that canceling the plan within the first year could result in an early termination fee. The complaint also alleges that Adobe's early termination fee disclosures were buried in fine print or required consumers to hover over tiny icons to find them. Dana Rao, Adobe's general counsel and chief trust officer, said that the company would fight the FTC in court. In a statement published on the company's website, Rao wrote, "Subscription services are convenient, flexible, and cost-effective to allow users to choose the plan that best fits their needs, timeline, and budget. Our priority is to always ensure our customers have a positive experience. We are transparent with the terms and conditions of our subscription agreements and have a simple cancellation process. We will refute the FTC's claims in court." The FTC said it took action against Adobe after receiving complaints from consumers around the country who said that they were not aware of Adobe's early termination fee. It noted that Adobe continued the practice despite being aware of consumers' confusion. Any consumers who reached out to Adobe's customer service to cancel their subscription encountered other obstacles like dropped calls and chats and being transferred to multiple representatives. The FTC's action follows a wave of customer outrage over Adobe's latest terms of service. Users were concerned that Adobe's vague language suggested that the company could freely use their work to train its generative AI models. In response to the backlash, Adobe announced updates to its terms of service to provide more detail around areas like AI and content ownership. Apple's Buy Now, Pay Later is kaput. The company confirmed to TechCrunch on Monday that it's killing the service only 2 years after first announcing it at WWDC 2022. And only 7 months after it became available to everyone in the U.S. The company said at its developer conference last week that loans through third-party service Affirm are coming to Apple Pay later this year, so the two would have been redundant. According to TechCrunch, PayLater is already disabled as an option when checking out with Apple Pay, and it will not accept any new loans moving forward. However, those with current payment plans can still access those through the Wallet app. Apple's statement to TechCrunch said, "Starting later this year, users across the globe will be able to access installment loans offered through credit and debit cards, as well as lenders, when checking out with Apple Pay. With the introduction of this new global installment loan offering, we will no longer offer Apple PayLater in the U.S." Thanks for listening. There's more to these stories and additional articles at Engadget.com. This episode features journalism by senior editors Carissa Bell and Pranav Dixit, and contributor Will Shanklin, and was voiced and produced by Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more tech news from Engadget.